Well, in case you hadn't heard, the CIA has gotten woke. And they are putting out ads appealing to gay, trans, intersectional, feminist, Latina, what have you types. It's all over their site. They have a site on YouTube, which doesn't surprise me because YouTube is pretty much an extension of the CIA. So why wouldn't they have a site here? And this subject was covered, it has been covered in some other places, but most amusingly, perhaps by Shoe on Head, who I will link to her video on this subject. But I wanted to say something about it too, because it brought to mind the whole question of corporate virtue signaling, and it puts it all in a whole new light, really. You know, the whole question of why are corporations doing this? Why are they going woke? Why are they virtue signaling about feminism and Black Lives Matter and men need to do better? Gillette, a company that markets to men, making a commercial that bashes men and talks about how men are pigs and rapists and sexual harassers and you really need to do better. That's maybe one of the more notorious ones, but there have been others. There have been a lot of others, a lot like it, and I think I grasped the strategy. Particularly in light of this new abomination, although you have to laugh about it, honestly. This new abomination of recruitment videos done by the CIA, appealing directly to these kind of Tumblr leftist, SJW types. Like saying, we're sensitive to your concerns. Join the agency. We're progressive in our attitudes towards sexuality and gender binary, what have you. All that long list of LGBT etc. Stuff. Well, why are they doing this, you ask? Do they really want these kinds of people? Probably. They probably want these kinds of people. They probably fomented this kind of stuff in the first place. I strongly believe it's probably part of their plan all along. But I don't really want to get into the question of intelligence and the role that intelligence has played in undermining traditional values and undermining the family and promoting feminism. Second and third wave feminism. Gloria Steinem was, of course, CIA, and plenty of others. There's all kinds of connections that they have with the establishment media, and anyone in the know already knows that. But why are they doing these kinds of pitches? Well, I think this for the same reason that these corporations are doing these kinds of pitches, even though they seem, counterproductive. They seem like they're attacking their own, in the case of Gillette, and in the case of plenty of others, it's like they're attacking the values and sensibility of those most likely to buy their products. So why do that? Well, here's why, I think. Corporations and the Central Intelligence Agency and other very powerful entities affiliated with the military-industrial complex and the CIA. The deep state and so forth. These kinds of companies, these kinds of corporations, these kinds of entities, whether they're governmental or ostensibly private, they obviously have a very bad track record. Let's just stick with the CIA. The CIA has wreaked havoc across the globe. They've killed numerous innocent people. They've staged assassinations. They've run drugs. They've engaged in child trafficking in all likelihood. They've engaged in gun running. They've destabilized governments and promoted chaos everywhere across the globe. They've got blood on their hands like you wouldn't believe. The same holds true for a lot of these corporations, because a lot of them work hand in glove with the powers that be who do these kinds of things. So there is a critique, of course, that can be made against all of these groups, these corporations, these governmental entities, these, whether they're NGOs or actual agencies, alphabet agencies, what have you. And you know, the whole cliche, speaking truth to power. Speaking truth to power is if you actually take these corporations and governmental bodies and these other powerful entities, if you take them to task, if you say, you, Corporation A, have polluted this lake, you have impaired the health of so many people, you have engaged in covert espionage and low-level terrorism and high-level terrorism that's resulted in the deaths and the maiming and the ruination of the lives of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people across the world. So what do these entities do? Well, what they try to do, I believe, is that they try to take that guilt that they have absorbed unto themselves for doing the things that they do, and they want to point it back at you out there. So the CIA says, we're doing our part to welcome these intersectional feminists and Latinxes and transgenders and what have you, the whole smorgasbord. We are progressive. We're welcoming of these kinds of people. Meanwhile, what are they doing? They're doing the same damn thing they've always done. They're up to the same. I mean, it's the same Murder Incorporated. Drone striking, wedding parties. Again, all of the normal, the abnormal stuff that they've been doing. But if groups like them can say, can take the momentum, the anger against them for doing the things that they do, and if they can turn it against white people, if they can turn it against men, if they can say, we stand with Black Lives Matter, and white America really needs to do better. White America really is very racist, and we stand with Black Lives Matter because we are a good progressive company. Meanwhile, we probably are affiliated with groups that have done terrible things to black people and brown people. But the whole idea is they try to misdirect. And so the CIA is saying with these ads, we have embraced all of this, new virtue stuff, this virtue signaling for all of these, really out there kinds of people, which, make up a fairly marginal section of the population, but they're given all this clout now. They're given this artificial clout because they're being funded for nefarious purposes, and they're being promoted as opposed to just there being a sort of, well, we should be tolerant of them, we should we don't have to agree with them, but we should live and let live. It's a promotion of them. It's a get in your face and say, these people, you are bad, straight white man. You are bad, white people. You are bad, religious people. Whoever's the whipping boy for the day. You are the bad ones, and we, the corporations, and we, the alphabet entities of federal government, who are, as Shuan says, setting children on fire and drone striking innocent civilians and doing ungodly things every day. They put on this sheen of righteousness. It's just complete and total misdirection. So does the CIA really want more LGBT intersectional whatever types in their organization? I mean, they probably want enough to run cover for themselves, but it's a cosmetic thing. It's like, oh boy, we're getting female drone pilots now killing civilians. Oh boy, we're getting gay and trans drone pilots killing civilians. Isn't this wonderful? Aren't we progressive now? Aren't we truly leading the way to a better world and to a better country? You people out there, you white people and whatnot, just scrapping and struggling to get by, who have absolutely no power whatsoever, you're the ones who are holding us back. You're the ones who need to do better. So there you go. That's their plan, I believe. Let me know what you think. My name's Andy Nowicki. Check out my work at altrightnovelist.com.